Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Transfermarkt TV. We hope you all are doing well. My name is Casper Pop.
And my name is Trevor Evans, and together we're going to be bringing you the latest news, rumours and statistics from across the world of football. So let's get started with our In Focus segment, and we're going to look at Bayern Munich's victory over Barcelona in the Champions League on the weekend, where not only did Bayern beat Barcelona, but they humiliated them with an 8-2 win, which is Barcelona's worst loss in European competitions history. It's also the worst defeat in almost 80 years. And it's also nearly their highest defeat recorded, with the biggest defeat coming in 1940 against Sevilla, an 11-1 loss. And they've only lost by this margin 2 times previously. Did you catch the game, Casper?
Yeah, I did watch it. It was amazing to watch Bayern Munich. But now it's the first time in Champions League semi-final without Messi or Ronaldo in 15 years so far.
It seems a shame to not have them there.
Oh, definitely, mate.
And it's also the first time since 2014 that England has not had representation at this stage of the tournament. Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham and Chelsea all failing to make the grade. The last time that this happened without English and Spanish participation was in 1996, when Ajax faced Panathinaikos, Juve faced Nantes. Neither of these teams making it this year either.
So, well, that's a crazy Champions League this year. I think, as an Englishman, I feel a bit ashamed that there's no English team at this stage of the competition.
There's certainly some disappointment, but I don't think we could have necessarily done too much better. We came up against some good teams, like Man City, Lyon, where Lyon did you a dirty one.
It was horrible to watch, It's just Dembele just came last week to Lyon, and that's I was devastated to watch this guy just coming in last week and doing a double pack.
Yeah, I bet you wish he'd not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's plenty of opportunities now for the summer to rebuild and take it into next season and conquer the Champions League once again. Yeah. So, on that note, that takes us into the confirmed transfers, and Benfica are off with a bang, announcing 3 signings in one tweet. They announced the signing of Luka Waldschmidt, the 24-year-old Germany international, who they've signed for 15 million euros from Freiburg in the Bundesliga, with a deal also including a 7.5% sell-on clause. His latest market value calculation matches this price accurately after a season in which Waldschmidt scored 7 goals and provided 3 assists in 23 games. Next up is Everton, the 24-year-old Brazil international. Everton comes over from Brazil, where he was plying his trade at Grêmio. His last competitive season saw a return of 15 goals and 7 assists from 42 outings, with his most recent market value decreasing from 36 million euros to the price paid, again very accurate, of 20 million euros plus a 20% sell-on fee. Everton has regularly been linked with a move to Europe, and Benfica fans will be looking forward to seeing him in Lisbon next season. Last but not least, and probably the highest profile player to arrive, is Jan Vertonghen from Tottenham Hotspur on a free transfer. The 33-year-old Belgium international arrives on a 3-year deal while scooping a 5 million euro signing on fee. Very nice. And on the theme of free transfers, there's another high-profile player making a free move, but this time over to the States, where Blaise Matuidi has moved to Inter Miami, who is going to be their first marquee signing. He is the former teammate of David Beckham from his Paris Saint-Germain days, and he is also a World Cup winner. Matuidi is still a quality player, demonstrated by the fact he played 35 games for Juventus in their title-winning season. The France international moved on a free transfer. However, he does have a current market value of 10.5 million euros. This makes him the 5th highest valued player currently plying his trade in the MLS. Turkish powerhouse Galatasaray has confirmed the signing of Norwegian right-back Omar Olabdalawi on a 3-year contract they have confirmed on Monday. The 28-year-old joins Istanbul on a free transfer after his contract with Greek club Olympiakos expired. According to Galatasaray, Olabdalawi will receive 1.3 million euros for his first year at the club, where his annual wage will be raised by 50,000 euros each year. And another free transfer, and the former England goalkeeper Joe Hart has completed his move to Tottenham Hotspur on a 2-year deal. The 33-year-old was free agent following his release from Burnley and will challenge Paulo Gazzaniga to be Hugo Lloris's number 2, with Spurs looking for a third goalkeeper following Michel Vorm's release last month. Hart left Turf Moor on the 30th of June after 2 years at the club, where he fell behind Tom Heaton and then Nick Pope in the pecking order, making 3 appearances just in the 2019-2020 season. Free transfer in London, and 32-year-old Brazil international Willian, but this time he's just moving across London from Chelsea to Arsenal, becoming the 8th player to do so. Ranked as the most valuable free transfer this summer, he has signed a 3-year deal worth €12.5 million per year. With a market value of €25 million, which is actually down from a high of €45 million a mere 2 years ago, it is clear that Willian still has plenty to give and is definitely a seasoned asset at this level. 19-year-old Oliver Skipp joins Norwich City on a season-long loan and will link up with Daniel Farke's first-team squad ahead of the new season in the Championship. Skipp has graduated through the Spurs Academy and has been with the club since he's 13 years old. Skipp made 11 appearances last season, all of which were as a substitute, including 2 Champions League matches. He recently penned a new deal at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium until 2023. Down to St Mary's and Southampton have been busy. First up is another new face, following up on the permanent capture of Kyle Walker-Peters from Spurs with the signing of Mohamed Salisu from Real Valladolid. The 21-year-old Ghanaian centre-back saw his market value explode from €225,000 up to €10.8 million within the last year. He also did enough to convince Southampton to spend €12 million to get their man. Also playing for Southampton next season will be 25-year-old England international James Ward-Prowse, who has committed his long-term future to the club with a new 5-year deal. He's currently at a joint career high market value of €18 million after another solid season in the Premier League. He's been at the Saints since the age of 8. To date, he has clocked up 278 appearances, scoring 24 goals and assisting 33. I am sure he will keep adding to these tallies over the next 5 years as club captain. Cool, so there's some really interesting transfers in there, but one that really jumps out to me is Joe Hart, former England international, Man City goalkeeper, who you managed to ruin the career of. Thank you very much. What do you think about Joe Hart moving to Spurs as potential number 2?
I mean, like, at least he might be playing some matches. That's a thing.
Hugo Lloris is pretty good, club captain, France number 1. Yeah. Does Joe Hart stand a chance of any game time there?
I mean, like, when they get injured, maybe. Maybe then Joe Hart comes on.
Joe Hart's slightly going to be making the floor slippery around Hugo Lloris.
Putting some bananas on the ground. So, all right, now we're coming to Matheus Pereira, who just signed a deal with West Brom Albion. The Brazilian midfielder Matheus Pereira joined West Brom on loan from Sporting Lisbon last August and went on to star for Slaven Bilic's side as they won promotion to the Premier League. He now signed a 4-year deal at Albion. In 42 championship appearances, Pereira scored 8 goals and registered a staggering 20 assists. Manchester United youngster and Netherlands U21 Tahith Chong has followed the recent trend and moved from the Premier League to Germany in search of regular first-team football. Chong will line up for Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga next season after they managed to escape relegation with a very close playoff final. He played 6 times for Manchester United in Europa League this season, but wants more game time to further his development and fulfill his obvious potential. Stoke City have signed former Chelsea midfielder John Michael Obi. The former Nigeria captain, 33, with a free agent, having left Turkish side Trabzonspor by mutual consent in March. Michael made 249 Premier League appearances for Chelsea in an 11-year spell, which ended up when he left Stamford Bridge in 2017. Now some news from Man City legend Vincent Kompany. Manchester City and Premier League legend Vincent Kompany has called time on his playing career at the age of 34 to focus on his management role at Anderlecht next season. He initially signed as player manager last summer. He decided to relinquish the management side of the role to focus on playing for his boyhood club in the Belgian Jupiler League. Kompany's peak market value was an impressive 35 million back in 2012 at the height of his power. And now some news from Man City as well. David Silva is going to join Real Sociedad. They have signed former Manchester City midfielder David Silva on a free agent deal. The 34-year-old has signed a contract that will keep him at the club until 2022. The club made the deal official on Monday night. After 10 years in England, Silva therefore returns to Spain. The Valencia product, whose market value is 12 million, has played 436 games for Man City, scoring 77 goals and making 140 assists. And also leaving is goalkeeper Claudia Bravo. The 37-year-old is leaving. And then we have some news from the City Group chairman Mubarak. They are planning to build a statue for David Silva for his 10 years at the club. I really think that's a good idea because David Silva made a lot for the club and was a really, really valuable and good player.
There's that saying, he deserves a statue. Well, if there's anyone that deserves that, it's David. When Vincent moved on, we agreed and we promised to put a statue for Vincent. We're well underway in terms of developing that statue. In this case, David, everybody will agree with me, all our fans. If there's one person that needs to be and have their special place in front of the Ittihad, it's David Silva. We're going to work closely with David himself on choosing the ultimate design for that statue, and we will have a statue for David in front of the Ittihad. I think all our fans will truly appreciate for him and for the history of the club. David Silva was instrumental to this beautiful football philosophy that we've implemented, and he was the start that summer. He's put his stamp on the team. He's put his stamp on the club, on the history of this club. He put his stamp on the Premier League as a whole. Many people will agree the Premier League will never be the same after David Silva. He has, really been a transformational type player on the entire league, and has added a lot to English football. He's a leader. He's a leader that sits quietly and inspires everyone around him. Everyone within our academy, all the players that have played at this club over the last 10 years, and the ones that we have today. And we'll look back and we'll look at David Silva always as an inspiration.
Now we're heading over to Camp Nou and to Barcelona and the fucked up match they played last Friday. Wow.
Yeah, did you watch the game? It's a little bit mad. It made me feel sorry for the players. I think it's the professionals being taken to pieces by a far superior team, but I don't think they've been beaten that badly in a long time, as we covered earlier. And they've had some issues throughout the course of the season. Messi complaining.
Yeah, it was like it was like beginning of the season when you already complained, was it?
Yeah,
starting.
And then there's the fallout with Abidal, and it's been a bit mad. Like things are not right.
Yeah, especially not if you think about the market value of that team, it's like...
Well, it's the history, the culture...
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, and the elections are coming up.
Yeah, if I would be a fan, I would be like, fucking mad, really.
Well, I mean, the team I support have no expectations, so I'm used to being whipped. But I mean, it's always been a cause of poor leadership. And we're about to address that. Yeah.
So we're going over to Quique Setién, whose time is up as the Barcelona head coach. His time at Barcelona is coming to an end following Friday's humiliating 8-2 Champions League exit at the hands of Bayern Munich, according to ESPN sources. According to a report to the very reliable Marcelo Belcher, Ronald Koeman is set to replace Setién. The former Barcelona midfielder currently trains the Dutch national team, where he's under contract until December 2022.
Cool. I don't think that news comes as a surprise to anyone, Casper.
No, I saw it coming, mate. Definitely saw it coming.
Written in the stars. Yeah, but did you hear about this one? Messi going to Manchester City?
I would love that.
He's decided to cut his future at Barcelona in half. He's decided he's not going to hang around until 2021, but he actually wants to leave the club immediately, according to journalist Marcelo Belcher. The Argentinian star has spent his entire career at Camp Nou, but he wishes to bring an end to his stay after receiving no silverware this season. Barcelona, however, have other plans. They want to keep him in the team for next season, and only 4 players from the existing team make the grade, with De Jong, Lenglet and Ter Stegen being a part of the future plans. The rest of the players be made up of Barcelona La Masia and a couple of new signings into the equation as well. And this is who Barcelona are going to be trying to sell to fund their future operations. We have Dembele, Coutinho, Rakitic, Semedo, Piqué, lots of big first-team, very prominent players within the Spanish football up for sale this summer.
So I would really love to see Lionel Messi play for Man City. That would be so amazing.
I agree. I'd like to see him in the Premier League, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's very, very comfortable at Barcelona, and I think he's got too much power there, and he gets paid so much money.
But you know, it's like at the Etihad we have money too. So
that's true. that could be your next big project. Good luck.
So we will see what's coming. Now we're coming to another Barcelona player who's not really happy with the last match. Gerard Piqué called for changes at all levels at Barcelona after Quique Setién's side was thrashed 8-2 by Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League. After finishing second to Real Madrid in La Liga and failing in the Copa del Rey this season, Barca's final hopes of silverware were dashed in remarkable fashion in Lisbon on Friday. "I'm in pain. We all are. We can't compete like that," Piqué told Movistar. "It's very, very tough to take. Nothing more is worth saying. The club needs changes, not just the players. I don't want to point out anyone. It's shameful. Shame is the word. Structurally, we need changes at all levels." That's what the 33-year-old player told the newspapers. Now we're heading over to Suarez. He's one of the aging stars at Camp Nou who could be axed by Barcelona as part of the major squad overhaul, and Ajax are already eyeing a swoop for the striker. The 33-year-old Uruguayan is among a host of stars believed to be up for sale by Barca following their humiliating Champions League exit at the hands of Bayern Munich. Suarez scored on Friday's defeat, but he could do little to save his side as they were thrashed 8-2 by the German champions. Now we're heading over straight to the rumour mill and having a look at Paris Saint-Germain and if the deal with Rodrigo maybe will happen in the next few days or not. Paris Saint-Germain is showing an early interest in Valencia forward and Spanish international Rodrigo. According to a report from Sport 10, Leonardo has reportedly reached out to Valencia to request information on the forward. Still, the interest has remained at this point as there have been no reports of PSG engaging in serious transfer talks with Valencia for Rodrigo. Now we're coming over to Borussia Dortmund and the loan Reinier. Media in Brazil and then the Spanish paper AS reported that BVB are on the verge of loaning Real Madrid's Brazilian talent Reinier. While the German magazine Kicker suggested that BVB were interested in the 18-year-old, newspaper Bild went one step further, writing that the deal could be completed on Saturday. And over to Bayer Leverkusen and Kai Havertz. Leverkusen have confirmed talks to potentially sell Kai Havertz this summer. It was always clear that we will have talks once the Europa League season was concluded, CEO Fernando Caro said to the Kölner Stadtanzeiger. But there has been no written offer up to this point. Kai has voiced his desire to make the next step, Caro said. Chelsea have been heavily linked to the 20-year-old national team player for whom Leverkusen won the 3-digit million euro sum. And over to England, Sheffield United are close to completing the £18.5 million signing of Bournemouth goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. The Blades have had a second offer reluctantly accepted by Bournemouth, and the 22-year-old is only formalities away from completing a return to the first club. And some more news from England. Arsenal are close to tying Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang down to a new contract and hope it could even be wrapped up by the time pre-season begins later this week. Aubameyang currently has under 1 year to run on his contract, but Arsenal are ready to give him a new 3-year deal worth £250,000 a week. As they have been since winning the FA Cup, Arsenal are confident a deal can be wrapped up to keep Aubameyang at the club. Alright, that's it so far from the rumour mill for this week, and now we're heading over to statistics. So Trevor, tell us what you got.
This week we're going to be focusing on the top scorers in the Europa League knockout stages, and we've got some big names in this list. We're going to start at number 5, where we've got Romelu Lukaku, who has scored 15 goals in 15 games. The 27-year-old is managing 1 goal per game in his Europa League career. Alexandre Lacazette has scored 16 in 29 matches, just over half a goal per game when you put him in a Europa League match. Next up is Oscar Cardozo, who's got 17 in 35 matches, just under half a goal per game. And then the Colombian legend Falcao with 20 goals in 19 matches, just peaking Romelu Lukaku there with just over 1 goal per game. And top of the bunch, we have Kevin Gameiro with 21 goals in 42 matches with an exact 0.5 per goal. And just take a look at this. So Casper, if you had a Europa League game tomorrow, who are you picking to lead your line?
Definitely Falcao and Romelu Lukaku. As you can see, it's like 1
You're
goal
taking the
per
2
game.
big dogs.
I do, yeah. Who would you pick?
I'd be going for Falcao and Lacazette. I like his style. He's a good boy.
Okay, there you go. So that's it for this week from Transfermarkt. Thanks for watching. If you like the show, please subscribe, leave some comments, and
let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from our community.
Yeah.
See you next week, guys.
All right, bye-bye.